Someone recently diagnosed with dementia can experience a range of emotions. They may include shock, fear, grief, disbelief, and relief. For the next couple of weeks, we are going to be talking about the mental health toll a diagnosis can take on not only the person, but the caregiver. Joining us today is Andrea Hughes to talk more about her caregiving journey. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you for having me.
So first, tell us about your mom, Christy, when she was diagnosed with dementia.
Yeah, when she was diagnosed, really symptoms of dementia had showed up years prior to, as early as her mid-50s. Things of forgetting where she was driving to, forgetting special dates, forgetting just places within her hometown in Holland that she had been to her entire life, and then eventually she could not remember what my name was. And it was really at that point when I knew that there was a real issue there and we needed to get some medical assistance for her.
So what was it like for you and your mom when you did find out?
I was very lucky in the sense that my mother just wanted answers. So I was able to freely advocate for her, which was really important, especially since she didn't know what she needed herself. So I think that the toughest thing was probably navigating questions from PCPs and all of the medical professionals on what was going on, because at the time I was caregiving long distance, and so you know, it wasn't easy bridging that gap, but we worked through it and got her the diagnosis that she needed so that we can move forward.
And now she's living with you.
She is, yes. She's been living with me full-time for the past 4 or so years.
So just talk about, your reactions to it and how you've dealt with them over the years.
You know, in the beginning, I misunderstood a lot of things. There was a big gap that was growing between us. We were so close, and her memory issues were creating a big chasm between us, and I misunderstood a lot of things. I didn't ask enough questions, but as we got the diagnosis, honestly, as devastating as it was for the both of us, also created freedom for me to say, okay, this is what we're dealing with, and I can let go of the resentment of something that I don't understand, because now we know how to move forward, and I can focus on just bringing joy into her life and making sure that she's cared and loved for.
Because sometimes, families, they don't want to talk about it, even kind of hide it, perhaps. Do you see that a lot, notice that? But
absolutely.
But for your family, talk about the importance of maybe talking about it.
Absolutely. I think one thing that's super important is to make sure that we're communicating about the things that are tough to talk about, the things that we misunderstand, the things that we feel guilty about. As caregivers, it's very easy for you to feel like you're on an island, because a lot of caregivers in the wild don't talk to each other. We're kind of just going through life like zombies because we're just surviving. But there are so many caregivers around every day, and so it's so important for us to be able to tell our stories, to open up about the tough things that happen behind closed doors that we don't understand, because 9 times out of 10 there's a caregiver that will raise their hand and say, me too, I thought I was the only one. And let's take our power back, basically, and create more community through this really, really tough struggle.
Yeah. And you have reached out for help. Alzheimer's Association has been helpful?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So I moved here just about 2 years ago from Ludington, and I didn't know what resources that I had available, so I did reach out to the Alzheimer's Association, and they connected me with kind of like a caseworker, and she was able to meet with me ever so often and give me resources on what was available here, where to go, and who to see.
Lastly, maybe any advice for families who are, just learning that their loved one has been diagnosed with dementia?
Absolutely. I think the first thing, which is the hardest, is to try your best not to allow yourself to steep in the narrative of the dying narrative. I think it's very easy for people to see the disease and the death ending of it, as hard as it is to acknowledge, that people forget that while people are living through dementia, they are also still living. To make sure that you are acknowledging the personhood of the person that you're caring for, that you don't neglect the things that they love, the things that they enjoy, the things that spark them. Those things are going to be the thing that keeps you anchored while you navigate those really, really low moments, because they will happen. But try to remember that alongside the death narrative is a whole lot of life that can still be lived differently, but still lived.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for being here with me.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Appreciate you.